What's up, guys? Welcome back to Dynasty Football Live, where it sucks to suck. No, I'm just kidding. So, anyways, we are here today to bring you our week two fantasy and game projections. That's what we're doing here. We're coming back to you with week two, where Manny is now a solid leader out in front. Had a strong start at 11-5. I'm struggling at 500, 8-8, and we're gonna give you our week two predictions, our pick'ems, and we're gonna throw in some dynasty starters for you guys for each team. All right, Manny, take it away.
All right, let's start here with the Packers at the Falcons. The SBN prediction has the Falcons winning. I'm kind of surprised about that. I am not going to pick the Falcons. I'm going to pick the Packers. I think they continue that hot start that they had with the Bears. As far as the players to watch, if Aaron Jones is playing, I'm going with Aaron Jones. If not, I'm going to have to go with Jordan Love. On the side of the Falcons, I want to say either Algier or Bijan Robinson. It looks like they're going to be using both of them. So running back heavy for sure. One of those
Okay.
two.
Yeah, I agree with you here. I'm going with the Packers, and I think it's gonna be the Jordan Love show again. And on the Falcons, I'm going to take Drake London for the week two bounce back candidate of the week. So that's my pick.
I hope so. That'd be nice. I don't even know if I should start him anymore until he shows me something. Okay, next we have the Raiders against the Bills at Buffalo, and I think I'm going to go with the Raiders. I think they played very solid all around. They didn't really blow you away by any means, but I think they played a pretty good team, and they did a little bit better than we thought. I was a little surprised that they were able to pull off the victory. I was thinking Russell was going to be a little bit more. Well, he actually had a good game, but anyways, Raiders here over the Bills. I think the turnaround in the short week, plus just how bad they played all around, especially Josh Allen. It's just not enough time to kind of correct the ship. So I'm going Raiders here. And I'm gonna go with Jimmy G as the guy on the Raiders side. I think he kind of impressed me actually a little bit. If he stays healthy, Jimmy G. And on the Bills side, I'm gonna go with James Cook. I think they need to get him a little bit more involved, and we kind of saw glimpses of what he can do, but they need to kind of give him the ball a little more. And please stop running the ball, Josh Allen. Please.
All right. No, I'm not agreeing here. I'm going Josh Allen, bounce back, big bounce back. I think he's going to throw for 4+ touchdowns. He's my guy for the Bills. And, over there for the Raiders, I got to go with Josh Jacobs. So I think he's going to have a pretty decent game. Considering how, we saw Breece Hall run all over and through the Jets. So, but for me, I'm taking the Bills here.
All right. Next, we have the Ravens and the Bengals in Cincinnati. And I think in this specific case, I'm actually going to go with the bounce back game from the Bengals. I just can't imagine Burrow was very happy with the 82 yards passing he had last week. And just, basically from him struggling, the rest of the offense struggled, and it was just quite of an awful performance. So for me, it's going to be a bounce back. Cincinnati wins. Joe Burrow has an amazing bounce back game. And I think for the Ravens, I'm going to go with Justin Hill as the fantasy guy on the Ravens side. I think after the J.K. Dobbins injury, someone's going to have to step up, and I think it's going to be Hill.
All right. Well, I'm going to take the Bengals with you. They have a better team. The Ravens lost their running back. Joe Burrow's haircut pisses me off. I don't know why. I just thought about that, but it's like Willy Wonka looking part, and I don't like it anymore. Yeah. Besides that, I'm taking T. Higgins to bounce back this week. Did not have a strong showing. I'm not seeing that happen again. Give me T. Higgins in this one. I think he has the monster game. And then over there with the Ravens, I'm taking OBJ. I think he gets his chance to show him, hey, OBJ's back in town. Let's do this. But however, they fall short to the Bengals and Joe Burrow's shitty haircut.
All right. Next, we have the Chiefs traveling to Jacksonville and playing the Jags. I went against the Chiefs last week, and I think I'm going to go against the Chiefs again. I'm going to take Jacksonville here with the win. Very close win, but I think they're going to win. And I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have a big game. I think that's really the only way they can beat the Chiefs is if Trevor Lawrence has a big game, and they have Chris Jones back on the defensive line after signing that 1 year kind of restructure or whatever that was for the Chiefs. So Jacksonville here and Trevor Lawrence. And on the Chiefs side, I have to go with Mahomes just because, I mean, unless you maybe run it with Pacheco, you can't really trust anyone. So Mahomes is the guy on the Chiefs side.
Yeah. I'm going with the Chiefs here. I think that Patrick Mahomes comes out swinging and banging on him. He gets the points needed to get it done in this one. However, it's going to be closer than people think. On the other side, I'm going with the hot hand. I'm going Travis Etienne again. He had a really good looking game against the Colts, so I'm going to take him. But the winner is going to be Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, especially if Kelsey plays.
All right. Next, we have the Chargers traveling to Tennessee and playing the Titans. And I think it has to be the Chargers. I think the way they looked. I mean, if they had a little more time, they probably would have beat the Dolphins last week. And I think the hot streak offensively continues. And I think Herbert's going to have a monster game this week. And for the Titans, I think it's going to be Hopkins again. I mean, Henry kind of struggled a little bit, but I think Hopkins going to continue to produce. Or even though Tannehill is really stinking it up right now.
Yeah, man. For me, I gotta take Justin Herbert and the Chargers. For me, Justin Herbert's gonna have a monster game, so he's the must start over there for the Chargers. And for the Titans, I'm taking Old Faithful, Derek King Henry.
All right, next we have the Seahawks traveling to Detroit, play the Lions. I picked the Lions last week. I'm picking the Lions again. I think, after beating the Chiefs, they're going to be extremely motivated. First home game since, off the season. So it's going to be kind of exciting. It's going to be a loud crowd. And I think for my sake, I'll be a little selfish. Gibbs is going to have the breakout game for the Lions. I'm hoping they use them a lot more than they used in week one. And for the Seahawks, I'm going to go with DK Metcalf having a big game. And I think they're going to have to pass the ball a lot to kind of keep up with the Lions offense. Never thought I would say that, but that's where we're at now. So anyways, Lions, Gibbs, and DK.
Okay. I'm taking Lions as well. I think Amon-Ra is going to continue his hot streak. I'm going with him again in that one as the player for the Lions to start. And obviously, on the other side of the ball, give me the running back, Kenneth Walker. I think he has a pretty nice game. So, but I'm taking the Lions in this one.
Okay. All right. Next, we have the Colts traveling to Houston, and I think this is going to be a really, really close game. I think the Colts played a little bit. I thought it was going to be a close game, but with the Jaguars, even though the Jaguars kind of pulled off a little bit at the end there, they played a little bit better than I thought they were going to play, especially Richardson. But I have Stroud and the Texans having a big game here, and I think Stroud's going to try to outperform Anthony Richardson and have the game on the Texans side. And for me, Anthony Richardson's going to continue to kind of build on what he did against the Jaguars week one. But the Texans here win the game.
Awesome. Yeah, I like to hear it, especially as a proud owner of CJ Stroud. Um, so I'm taking CJ in this one in the Texans. I think CJ has his coming out party against the Colts. It's not too much to brag about, but the Colts did do pretty decent against the Jaguars, so I won't you know step on them too hard. Over there on the Colts side, give me Michael Pittman Jr. I think if Petrie doesn't line up on the Texans defense, could be a long day for them back there, especially since he had a pretty solid game against the Jags. So, but I'm taking my Texans in this one.
All right. Next, we have the Bears traveling to Tampa against the Bucks, and I think the Bucks win this one. And I think the guy who's going to have a big game is going to be Rachaad White. I think what Aaron Jones did against the Bears last week. White is quite not the big name that Aaron Jones is, but they have a lot of similar traits. So I think Rachaad White's going to have a big game. For the Bears, I think Kmet needs to be more involved in the offense. I think the offense kind of struggled all around, but I don't think Kmet got a first target until like maybe the third or fourth quarter. Like you can't have that, especially after the chemistry they built towards the end of the season. So for me, Kmet's going to be the guy for the Bears, but the Bucks win this game.
All right. Well, I'm not going with the Bucks. I'm going with the Bears. I'm gonna go Chris Farley on them over here. So I'm going Justin Fields from a player for the Bears, and then I think I think he has a pretty good game. Over there with the Bucks, man, it's kind of hard, man, because no one's really they just don't like pop out to me anymore without Brady there. So I'll go with Old Faithful Mike Evans. So, but the Bears win in a
I
close.
hope so. Next, we have the Giants traveling to Arizona and playing the Cardinals. And even though the Cardinals played the Commanders very tough, I thought that was going to be an easy win for the Commanders, and it wasn't. It was a very hard victory for them. I'm going to go with the Giants. I think being embarrassed the way they did on national television against the Cowboys last week, they definitely have a bad taste in their mouth and they're out for revenge. And unfortunately, I think Cardinals are going to be they have a very, very, very bad game against the Giants, and I think they're going to go with Barkley. I think he's going to be the focal point of the offense, and he's going to have a big game on the Giants side of the ball. And for the Cardinals, I'm going to stick with Rondale Moore. I mean, when we look at the offense, week one, there wasn't anyone that kind of jumped out at you, but the one guy who I liked, and I guess I'm a little biased because I own him, but they were putting Rondale Moore in the backfield, in the slot, outside, inside, all kinds of different ways. They didn't give him the ball a lot, but I think maybe this week they will. So we'll see what happens. But I have the Giants winning.
Yeah, man. I'm taking the Giants in this one. Uh, Obviously, man. Man, I want to see Jalen Hyatt come out in this one. Got one target, didn't catch it, but he's a lot better than what that game showed. But however, my player of the game for them is going to be none other than Saquon Barkley. I'm going with the stud running back over there, and the dude just produces, and he will produce big and often in this one. And for the Cardinals, it's going to be Marquise Hollywood Brown, the only one on that offense that I can remotely even point to and think of right off the top of my head that is anywhere near in the relevance of fantasy or dynasty football at this point.
All right. Next, we have the 49ers traveling to a short trip to Los Angeles and playing the Rams. And after what we saw the 49ers do week one, it has to be the 49ers winning this game. And I think McCaffrey has another big game. I played against him last week, and that was basically the reason I lost. So 49ers and McCaffrey. And for the Rams, I'm going to go with Matthew Stafford. I think the only way they can kind of, have a chance here is if he has a good game and they kind of keep up with that 49ers offense. So that's who I have for the Rams side.
Yeah, so the Rams win big. Ayuk is on a roll, and he stays steamrolling over there. I think he gets 2 more TDs, man. What a nice receiver they got in him. And then
Yeah.
on the Rams side, I'm going Puka Nakua. I think he's going to have another good game. He's really the only big target that they have to throw to in that offense. I started Van Jefferson last week and completely freaking regretted that one. So Puka Nakua is the guy to own in that offense right now.
All right. Next, we have the undefeated Jets against the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. For home game, first home game for the Cowboys after that ridiculous dominant victory against the Giants. And I think the Jets in a short week kind of trying to figure out what they're going to do without Aaron Rodgers, even though Zach Wilson did not play that bad. I'm going to go with Dallas here. I think they're going to win big. And on the for the Cowboys, I think it's going to be Pollard who's going to have his big game.
Yeah.
And for the Jets, I hope Brees Hall continues to run the way he's running. He ran against the Bills. I was shocked. I didn't play him. I'm embarrassed to say that. But with the Cook signing and the question about his ACL and whether they were going to kind of take it easy on him, I wasn't sure. And came back to bite me. So, anyways, Dallas, Pollard, and Brees Hall.
Well, I'm taking Dallas in this one because they have the best defense in the NFL. And I'm gonna do a first ever here. I'm gonna pick Dallas's defense to be the player to start for Dallas because I haven't seen a defense score that many points in quite some time. So they were the leading scorer last week in all of fantasy football. So for me, it's Dallas defense starting again against a shaky quarterback and Zach Wilson. I think Parsons rips his head off before the end of the game and puts it on some kind of air blower over there on the sidelines. I don't know. But yeah, Dallas defense is barbaric right now. So yeah, I'm taking them in this one. And then for the Jets, hey man, you got to pick somebody. Why not Garrett Wilson? Why not? Why not Garrett Wilson to have the bounce back week? Hopefully, Wilson to Wilson is the new thing there.
All right. Next, we have the Commanders going to Denver and playing the Broncos. And even though I want to pick the Commanders, I think, even though the Broncos lost last week, I think, it was a very close loss. And the offense looked a lot better than they had, looked last year. Even though they didn't score a lot of points, I think they kind of put it together and take that next step. So for me, the Broncos win this. And I think Russell Wilson is going to have a big game for the Broncos and for the Commanders. I'm going to say Sam Howell's going to have a big game.
Okay. I'm going to take the Commanders here. I'm going to take them in a close one. I think Sam Howell is ready to go, man. He looks great. I thought, he brings a lot of energy. For me, though, it's going to be Jahan Dotson in this one. He's going to come out catching a lot of touchdowns. Terry McLaurin's probably going to be covered by Surtain, so that's going to leave some opportunities for Dotson in this one. So, on the other side of the ball, in the Broncos, man, give me Cortland Sutton here. I think Cortland Sutton has a pretty nice game. Not really sold on the Commanders' secondary just yet, so I think he has a nice game.
All right. And you picked the Commanders?
I picked the Commanders, yes.
Okay. All right. Next, we have the Dolphins traveling to New England and playing the Patriots. Patriots kind of surprised me. I think they played a lot better than I was expecting, especially Hunter Henry. And who's actually going to be my guy for the Patriots? Hunter Henry's going to continue to build on what he did last week. For the Dolphins, I'm going to go with Tua, dude. I mean, 466 yards, quite impressive. I don't know if that's sustainable, but I think if he stays healthy, I think anywhere from 300 to 400 yards, if not more, is definitely possible. So for me, it's going to be Tua and Hunter Henry for the Patriots, and I have the Dolphins winning easy.
Okay. I'm gonna take the Patriots in this one. I think that they knock them off. I was quite, I don't know, stepped on this guy a little too hard in the offseason. Mac Jones really impressed me, man. He had 3 touchdowns. I'm eating crow on Mac Jones right now. If he comes out doing what he did again, they're gonna win this time. I feel it. So for me, it's Mac Jones for the Patriots, and for the Dolphins, I'm taking Tyreek Hill, the only super supercalifragilistic wide receiver in the NFL. So give me Tyreek Hill for the Dolphins.
All right. Next, we actually have 2 Monday night games, which normally that happens week 1, but we're doing it week 2. I don't like it because they're basically at the same time, so that's kind
Yeah.
of crappy. But the first game is going to be the Saints against the Panthers in Carolina, and even though Carolina, they lost and they had a tough game, it was fairly close. Well, actually, it wasn't close. Take it back. Misremembering that it was not close. I'm gonna go with the Saints here. I think they continue to kind of build on what they did week 1. Um, and I think David Carr is going to be the guy who's going to have the big game for the Saints, and um, for the Panthers. I'm going to say Hurst continues to kind of build on what he did last week. He's a very reliable target. Young's kind of looking for maybe a little bit of a dump off, especially with the Saints defense. So Hurts continue to have a good week.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Saints as well. I think Olave is the one to start over there. The only thing he was lacking in this one was a touchdown. His last game against the Titans, so I think he goes off in this one. And for the Panthers, it's going to be for me. It's going to be oh man, I want to go Miles Sanders, but I can't because New Orleans pretty much limited Henry to a subpar game in his mind. But for me, I'll go. I'll go surprise Terrace Marshall Jr.
All right. Sounds good. I think next we have the Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Browns traveling to Pittsburgh. Another divisional game here for both, well, not both teams, for the Browns. And I think the Browns win this one. And I think, what we saw from Pittsburgh Steelers last week was, I know they were playing a very dominant team, but I picked them to win. I looked like a fool, but anyways, Steelers looked awful. I think they play better than last week, but I don't think they have enough to beat the Browns, which is weird to say. And I think the guy who's going to kind of be the guy for the Browns, kind of continue to be Nick Chubb. I think, Watson's still kind of building. Although last game was a rainy game, so maybe they do a little bit better in the passing game. But I think Chubb's going to be the guy for the Browns. For the Steelers, I think it's going to be Najee Harris. Is going to have a big game. He kind of struggled last week. Didn't really have a lot of opportunities, and I think they're going to have to run the ball well in order to kind of keep the game close. But the Browns win.
All right. Nah, I'm going black. I'm going black and yellow on this one. It's definitely going to be the Steelers. They own the Browns, man. They always beat them. I'm going to take the Steelers here, and I'm going to take them very comfortably. Pickens is going to be with Robinson because Deontay Johnson is out with a hamstring injury. So I think Pickens has a nice game here. Also for the Browns, I'm gonna have to go with Nick Chubb, man. He always produces, and just give him the rock and let him score. Nick Chubb's my guy over there, but I think Pickens and Pickett get it done this week. Okay, Tomlin is the man. All right.
All right.
So yeah, that's my picks. I have to go a little bit opposite of what you do this week, so I can play a little catch up. So right now I'm behind by what is it, 3 games? So I think it's 3 games. So but anyways, guys, if you haven't, like, subscribe, give us a comment, say, hey Byron, what the hell are you doing picking the Texans? uh, anyways, guys, we have fun on here, man. Get in here, talk with us, let us know how you feel, let us know how you're doing in your dynasty squad this year. We love all the feedback we can get. You got anything else before we get out of here?
No, man, that's it.
All right, baby. As always, good night and good morning. Hopefully you're waking up right now seeing this and the waivers have already hit your squad. So good luck, everybody, and week 2 Dynasty Football out.
Hey.